We continue our working day at Ukraine Crisis Media Center. Now the floor is given to Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson on NATO-related issues. Welcome. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. First, we would like to inform that today, in the territory of a military part of Borispol airport, there will be a meeting of the head of the state with the hostages who were released. Also, relatives and close ones of the hostages will take part. Those journalists who want to highlight this event today at 6 p.m. You can go to Borispol airport to this area. Now the information about ATO. So Russian occupation formations, though significantly decreased their activity, but didn't stop violating the Minsk agreements and New Year and Christmas ceasefire regime. During the last 24 hours, the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine once again went under enemy shellings, and unfortunately we have casualties. And now the information about this in more detail. The Lugansk sector, the occupants 5 times opened precision fire in the direction of our positions. The first shelling in this area happened at 2:35 in the region of Lugansk village. For an hour, the enemy delivered fire at our positions with the use of mortar of 82 mm of caliber. Also, the enemy used grenade launchers of different types, anti-aircraft systems, U-23, large caliber machine guns, and small arms. And in the evening, the enemy, for the second time, used mortars of 82 mm of caliber, also in the region of Lugansk. Moreover, the enemy opened fire with the use of large caliber machine gun, and during the day, the enemy launched 23 mines of 82 mm of caliber. Moreover, our positions near Novolugansk, Zolote, and Stanitsa Luganska came under enemy fire. The fire was delivered by the enemy with the use of small arms, including sniper weapons. And in the Donetsk area, the enemy delivered 45-minute shelling with the use of small arms in the direction of our positions near Butivka mine. And for the rest of the day, the ceasefire was adhered to. And on the whole, during the last 24 hours, Russian occupation forces delivered 6 shellings of our positions along the line of confrontation. All the shellings were precision ones. The servicemen of the armed forces of Ukraine adhered to the Minsk agreements in full and didn't return fire. Unfortunately, we have casualties among our forces. 1 Ukrainian serviceman was killed, 5 more were wounded or traumatized. In enemy shelling in the region of Butivka mine, 1 serviceman was fatally wounded. 2 more servicemen were wounded by enemy snipers in the regions of Zolote and Novolugansk. And 1 of the servicemen is in heavy condition. And near Lugansk, 2 servicemen were traumatized in shelling, and also 1 serviceman of the National Guard of Ukraine was wounded. He blew up on explosive device near Vodiane village. And all the wounded were promptly evacuated to medical institutions, and now they are provided with all necessary medical assistance. Our hearts go out to the family and relatives of the serviceman who gave his life for Ukraine. According to information provided by main intelligence department of MOD, in temporary occupied territories of Donbass, there is an increase of distrust of population to Russian occupation command, including to campaigning for service in units and large units of 1st Donetsk and 2nd Lugansk Army Corps. In December this year, the representatives of so-called military commissariats revealed the absence of a significant number of potential recruits at their places of residence, and the relatives of these people hide information about whereabouts and say that they allegedly went to Russia. And this unwillingness of not wanting to serve in the Russian occupation forces is based on the loss of ideological motivation, fear for their own life, and awareness of rudeness and unfair attitude of commanders to their subordinates, especially to those who were recruited among locals. And according to information provided by ATO headquarters, for the residents of Verkhnetaretsk, a regime of crossing of the line of contact was temporarily simplified in connection with New Year holidays in order that they were able to visit their relatives, and then they will restore the order of the crossing of the line according with the current legislation of Ukraine through entry and exit checkpoint. And also the Ukrainian paratroopers who complete tasks in the east of Ukraine on the eve of New Year and Christmas holidays visited an orphanage home in Pokrovsk and greeted children. The military brought sweets, vitamins, and food products. And they got sincere smiles of children and words of gratitude. Thank you very much.